Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Alwyn here. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day as always. Couple stimulus updates today, so let's get right into those. So the stimulus bill will be voted on in the House of Representatives by the end of next week. Now, the stimulus bill is kind of like a broad overview, includes the $1,400 stimulus checks, which will also be going to adult dependents. There will also be the extension of federal unemployment benefits at $400 a week until the end of August 29th. We'll talk about more unemployment income later on. Billions of dollars will be there for a rental and mortgage assistance and to help people out with utility payments, child tax credits, where essentially parents will be receiving monthly payments. And there will also be within the package, as of now, there will be the federal minimum wage increase to $15 an hour by 2025, and this will be a gradual increase over time until 2025. So the bill is expected, like I've said in the past, to pass in the House of Representatives. The House is just the easy part of the process, and then it will move on to the Senate, where it'll face a lot more controversy. So the Republican politicians are angry with President Biden with this, liberal wish list agenda, saying that it is too expensive and there's too much things that are just unrelated to the pandemic, not enough direct aid to the American people. In terms of unemployment aid, the government will be providing, an extension to the PUC, which essentially stands for Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, which has to do with the boost in place. Now, the expiration will be, instead of March 14, 2021, which is set to expire as of now, it will now be, with the passing of the third stimulus package as is, it will be extended until August 29th, which is different than what Joe Biden had initially promised. To keep in mind. Right, we know President Biden, when he was, going on his presidential campaigns during the Georgia runoff elections, he had essentially called for it to go through the end of September. The boost will go up to $400, but there is no retroactive pay to the $400 in unemployment aid. So you won't be getting any additional or extra money for all the weeks that you are only getting the $300 per week. Only everything moving forward from March 14th to the end August 29th is when you'll be getting that $400 per week essentially. However, if you're self-employed but you're also holding a W-2 job or being employed by someone else, because you are employed, you don't qualify for as much state employment, and you get essentially halved in terms of the amount of unemployment pay you get. So if you are in the situation where you both you're self-employed and you do have an employer and you have a W-2 job essentially, and have at least $5,000 of self-employed income, I repeat, $5,000 of self-employed income, then you are essentially going to be classified as a mixed income earner, and you will be eligible for an extra $100 on top of the current $400 boost, meaning that you would be getting $500 per week if you are classified as a mixed income earner. However, we do not know whether that will be extended, and we will just have to wait and see whether it will continue, because the language behind this is quite confusing. But most likely, the $100 boost will be extended through August 29th. There will also be the extension of full federal funding for the first week of unemployment. Usually, you would have to wait a week before you started to get your unemployment compensation, but that was replaced by, the CARES Act, where they gave you the money a week earlier than you would originally be getting it if you were, if this is to be extended, which most likely it will be. Same thing will continue, so you'll receive essentially a week earlier than usual. Also seeing an extension of, PEUC, which is Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation, which is your state eligibility that is extended from 24 weeks to 48 weeks until the August 29th date. There will also be an extension of short-term compensation, again to August 29th. There will also be the FPCRA provision, which will also be extended through August 29th. So August 29th, pretty much, you can expect your $400 in unemployment boost if you are unemployed, which is, not retroactive starting on, March 14th, but it'll start on March 14th, and it'll be a $100 boost if you are a mixed income earner, which will most likely, like I said, be included in the third stimulus package. Extension of full federal funding of extended unemployment compensation will also be there through August 29th, too. The Democrats, essentially the Democrat leaders were telling their party to make sure to stay unified and make sure that the Republicans do not modify this bill, especially the, unemployment, income that's in place, especially pretty much all facets of the bill. They don't want any modifications. They don't want any Republican amendments to come in and modify or hold up the stimulus bill by any means. So they're trying to remain unified and try to make sure that this passes as soon as possible in the Senate. Once the stimulus bill passes in the House, like I've said, it's going to go to the Senate for review for potential modifications and amendments by the Republicans, and then it will go to President Biden for his sign-off. Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Democrats in the Senate, wrote a letter to the Democrats in the Senate stating that if the Republicans are ready to work with the Democrats on constructive amendments, things that are positive amendments, that will improve the bill, we are ready to work. However, we must not allow the Republicans to deter us from our mission of, trying to help the Americans who desperately need the relief. Hopefully you guys all learned something new and enjoyed the video. I thank you all so much for your continued support. I do appreciate it tremendously. Make sure to go down below and drop a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Turn on those post notifications so that way you're aware of when I do upload my next video. Comment down below. Till next time. Peace.